Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Stephanie Bree, and I'm going to be talking today about why I don't want to quit smoking. This is a controversial topic, so I want to talk a little bit about why I started smoking in the first place, what I get from it, and why it's important to me as a person. So I know first thing you're going to say is, Bree, there's a better way to handle anxiety than to start smoking. I understand that. I do take anxiety medications, but let's go ahead and just dig right in. I started smoking back in April this year. So I don't smoke cigarettes. I smoke black and mild cigars, mini cigars. So mostly what I do is I will buy one or two little black and mild cigars, and then on the weekends, I only smoke on weekends, mostly Friday nights, sometimes on Saturday night, but only if I didn't smoke on Friday night because I won't smoke back to back. I won't smoke 2 days in a row. I started smoking in April because I was out of work and I was having a really hard time finding a job. I was facing eviction. I got an eviction notice at my apartment. I couldn't pay the rent. I had to start a GoFundMe to pay the rent. I was under a lot of stress. So the only way I could think of to cope was turning to alcohol, and I really didn't want to turn to alcohol. I was taking the proper medications, the mental health medications that my prescriber gave me, but it wasn't enough. I was still facing tremendous anxiety and stress, and it just was too much for me. I couldn't sleep at night, and I couldn't even concentrate. I was a wreck. I couldn't even drive very well. I was such a mess, and I was doing sloppy work for my videos and my podcasts and stuff. So that's when I started smoking. I smoke usually to help calm me down because you see I have bipolar depression, or I have bipolar disorder, and oftentimes I get depressed, but sometimes I also get manic. And so I have swings from one to the other, and sometimes I'm in the middle of a swing. I can feel, if I'm coming down from the high, I can feel I'm about to crash, and if I'm down in the dumps and I can feel the mania rising, I can feel it coming on. I can feel the energy flowing through me. And so I also have PTSD and anxiety. I have general anxiety disorder and social anxiety disorder. So I have a lot of anxiety. I take medications for anxiety. And I also get a lot of depression. I don't take a medication specifically for depression. I don't take an SSRI or antidepressant. Excuse me. What I do take is a bipolar medication that is supposed to flatten my moods. So if I'm feeling depressed, it's supposed to lift me up. If I'm feeling manic, it's supposed to pull me down. It's supposed to keep me level. That's what the medication is supposed to do. But unfortunately, once your body adjusts to a medication, or you start taking other medications, or you don't eat right, you don't sleep well, there's lots of things that can happen. You have too much stress in your life, it can become a problem. And so that's why I turned to smoking. At first, it was cigarettes. At first, I bought a pack of cigarettes, I smoked a few, and then I threw them away. I was like, no, I'm not going to be a smoker, and I threw them away. And then a few weeks went by, and then I was at the grocery store, or the gas station. I was at the Circle K, and I was standing in line, and the person in front of me got black and milds, and I thought, you know what, I'll give it a try. I've never had a black and mild before. So I went up there and I said, give me a black and mild, please. And they did. And I took it home, and I felt so relaxed. I couldn't believe how relaxed I felt. Even though I know technically nicotine is a stimulant, you see, stimulants work differently for people who have bipolar because our brains are wired differently. So it calmed me down, and I was like so mellow, and I was so at peace, and I just couldn't believe it. It felt so good. Now, sometimes if the mania gets too bad, I'll have a drink to take the edge off. I'll drink a glass of wine to take the edge off. And sometimes I need to take the edge off. But I don't want to become an alcoholic because I used to be a drunk, and I don't want to be a drunk. I was a bad person, and my dad was kind of a drunk, and I have friends whose dads are dead because they were bad drunks. So I don't want to be an alcoholic. So I try not to drink. And so I told myself I can have one cigar, one black and mild a month. Just one a month. When it gets too stressful. Eventually, that turned into one every 2 weeks. Then it turned into two every 2 weeks. Now, where I'm at right now is it's one or two, depending on how I feel, but it's only on Fridays. I won't smoke during the week, only on Fridays. And only if I've had a particularly stressful week. So I try not to, unless it's just so stressful. I just need it to relax. So that's why I smoke. And that's why I'm not going to stop smoking. Because I do take medications for my bipolar disorder. I do take medications for my nightmares, for my PTSD nightmares, so that I can sleep at night. And I do take medication for my anxiety, but it's not enough. My brain is just, you can look at me. I can't sit still. I'm literally sitting here. This is me. This is me right here moving like I'm moving. You see this movement? This is me calm. This is me relaxed. This is as calm and relaxed as I can get. So sometimes I want to relax even further. I want to just shut everything off and not feel it. And the best way for me to do that is to smoke a cigar. And it helps. And I understand the risk to my health, and I have to be careful. But you know what? I have to do what I have to do. And that's how I feel. Because life is difficult for me. And sometimes I just need to take the edge off. That's all.